Hey, short on today. Short, got a call in 20 minutes. So short, hopefully. Um, there is also, I've got my microphone on, so I hope you guys can hear me because there's housework, what's it called? Like, not DIY, because they've got someone in, but they're having like renovations next door. So I'm hoping you guys are going to be able to hear me okay. I didn't know what I was going to talk about today. And one of my old coaches, actually, he's not a coach anymore, he's an old business coach, but he put something on Instagram, and it made me think about what's been going on. Or not, actually, also last night I saw someone that I used to follow like all the time. I was like addicted to her podcasts. I used to follow her all the time. She popped up on Instagram doing a reel or whatever. And I was like, do you know, I haven't listened to her stuff for ages. And then my old uh, physical aesthetics coach popped up and said something similar, or reminded me about when I used to read this book. So there's a book called Atomic Habits by James Clear. And if you guys have not read it, I would highly recommend it. I've got a copy over there, and I'm going to pick it back up and reread it starting today, actually. So basically, what he says in the book is that to become who you want to become, you have to have like habits. We have to have like skills and those traits. And to have those traits, you need the habits. And before you have the habits, you need to have the identity. So he's basically saying you need to become who you want to become before you are them. Hope that makes sense. Hey, Charlene. So yeah, that's what he's basically saying. He's like, if you want to I don't know, like run a multi-million dollar company, for example, then you need to act like someone that owns a multi-million dollar company. If you want to compete on stage, or want to be ripped, or want to lose weight, or whatever, then you need to act like the person that already has that. And I think this can be really difficult because sometimes you just don't feel like that, like when you're going through like a difficult time, you feel defeated, essentially, right? You don't feel like, oh yeah, well, if I just act like this person, then I'll just be that person, then it's all great. Because when you're in such a bad mental space or like mindset, it's hard to it's not overspeak, but overthink your thoughts, to override your thoughts, isn't it? And then it come back to the girl I used to follow all the time. She's like really big on, well, it's her whole brand, manifestation. And same kind of story, basically. Like, if you want to manifest something, you have to think it, you have to believe it, you have to like live it, essentially, before it can come to fruition. Manifestation is not about, oh, I thought it and then it landed on my plate. You have to take the action to get to there. I thought about when I was when I was reading that book and was really into this girl, it was the same kind of time period. And I felt like, I feel now like a different person than I did then. Just different. Not as, I don't know what the word is. Not like before, I was very, I don't know, just going, I was moving forward more quickly, I guess is what I'm saying. And now I'm finding like all these roadblocks, like my hand and my fucking leg and all this, and my energy and all this shit, basically. So I thought about, well, what can I do to change? Because this is where also the diet started. I was like, I used to like be more fit. I used to be more healthy and I used to, be proud of my body and whatever. And then over the last like few years, obviously traveling, stress, running a business, all of that kind of stuff, and like different routines all the time, that then made me gain weight. Well, actually, it's the food. it's the food, but also the stress. And actually, since long COVID as well, I think that's been like a real big problem for me. But But what was I doing then? What was I doing when I was like really driven, really excited, really like happy and positive, and like instead of kind of the way I feel at the minute is a bit like I'm ticking boxes. I'm like, yep, done, yep, done, yep, done. And I think a lot of people resonate with that kind of life approach, essentially. So what I'm gonna do moving forward, and what I think you guys should also do, is first of all get the book. I wish I had an affiliate link for this, but also then read it and start to take action. I know I've spoken about this a couple of times about how dangerous here with my eyebrows, how I'm quite tired of people complaining and not making a change. And so if you're gonna or being in a group and not changing, right? So if you're going to want to change, if you're actually gonna make this difference, read the book, take action. Listen to the audiobook if you want to, take action. The biggest thing is you're gonna take action on wherever you kind of read. So I'm going to do that starting today. I'm gonna whap out a new vision board and start to really think, well, what I want. I think that's been another problem the last like 9 months or something. I've been a bit scatty on what I really want. I've been like, oh, do I want this? Do I want that? Do I want that? I haven't got like a main focus where I'm like, this is the finish, or not even finish line, this is the next like baton pass. The book is called Atomic Habits by James Clear. Clear. Atomic Habits. It's white with like gold spots on it. Love a vision board. I know, girl. The thing is, let me see if I've got it on my laptop. I actually do have one on my laptop, you can see there. But I think maybe when I don't know, maybe I was just in a different headspace then. I'm not really like emotionally attached to it, if you're obviously supposed to be. Yeah, so I think that's what I'm going to do. And that's what I encourage you guys to do as well. Oh, should I put this on? I know it's a bit of a risk. But is to actually decide what you want. Find someone. Hey, Sam. Find someone that's in that position that you want to be in. And then start to act like that person. For example, if last night I went out for food with my cousin and my sister. And I did not want a salad. I'm not going to lie. I complained all the way there to my sister. I was like, I don't want a salad. And then I complained when I was there to my cousin, I don't want a salad. I text Cam, I don't want a salad. I didn't want a fucking salad. I wanted a burger. But if I want to be lean, if I want to lose however many pounds, and there is a person, say for example, that is that weight, does that person eat burgers when they're really driven for this goal of weight loss? No, they stick with it. Whether they like it or not, they just make the decisions because that's what they need. They know that they need to do. And so that is something that I did do. I did have salad. So my stories, you can see, come with a side salad also, ironically. But yeah, that's something that you need to do. You need to make the choices that you don't want to make because you don't want to be where you're at. So that's the few steps that I think you guys should take on board. Maybe I'll do like a little post in the group, in the Busy Women's group, to like a step by step, how to become who you want to be. Maybe I'll make a reel on it. How to become who you want to become. Step 1, have a vision. Step 2, make a vision board. Step 3, read this book. Step 4, take action from the book. Step 5, stay dedicated. Stay consistent. And even when things don't feel like they're going the right way, either carry on because it might come to fruition afterwards, just keep going, or change direction, or not change direction, just pivot, try something new. If you were building a brand new company, for example, like when I started our business, I was up at like 5, I was training a lot, I was working a lot alongside my full-time job also. So I was really, really busy and I was making the most of every single second. Now, that's not the case, partly because health, but also because I kind of feel like, do you know what, it's kind of up and running, and now I kind of deserve this like little step back. But that's not me. I don't want to step back, if you know what I mean. Like, I feel like sometimes I need it, but generally I don't want to. I want to keep improving. Um, so I need to get back to that point where I was boom, 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 like always moving forward. So what was I doing then? I was getting up early. Well, that's probably not going to happen right now because I'm knackered. I was training. Well, that's probably not going to happen now because I'm fucked. But I am, like, yes, I did go to the gym. I did some upper body stuff as much as I could. And then I did some rehab on my knee. So you got to make adaptations. If you can't do what that person does, you got to make adaptations to kind of your level, I guess, or wherever your challenges are. Um, but yeah, and I was listening to these podcasts, I was reading these kind of books, and being in that momentum or that lifestyle, or being surrounded by particular kinds of people and doing things and not doing things. I think it's important to figure out who that person is, what they do, and then start acting accordingly as best as you can. Yesterday was my first big blip. I'm reading a comment. I had salad. I didn't want chicken salad, but I had it anyway. Yep. Then I didn't stop. I had so much food, all good food, but way too much. I really need to knuckle down today and get back on it and remember why, not beat myself up for my decisions yesterday. Yeah. And the other thing is, like, why do you think that you um, binged? I said, because that's what it is. If you're eating without being conscious, it's binge. So why do you think that you overate and binged? Is it because you're not eating enough calories? Is it because you're not managing your stress? Is it because you're not sleeping well? Is it because you restrict things out of your diet that you actually really, really love? So then it's like your mind is like, I can either do loads of this, eat all the chocolate, or I can have none. Like, there's no in between, which there is, right? We can all have whatever we want. Flexible eating. So they are the kind of questions, if you ever have a binge, like, that is one of the questions to ask, like, why did I get to that point? And figure that out. And then from there, you're able to make adjustments. Let's say it was because you just don't eat enough calories. Like, you're not going to know this realistically, but if you're hungry through the, like, really hungry through the day, if you're binging frequently, if you're tired, if you're super stressed, like, it's normally, if you're not recovering from work, that's normally because you're not eating enough. And so by bumping up the calories, that can help longer term. Hey, Laura. Charlene, the biggest thing that helped was planning my food in MyFitnessPal rather than tracking it all as I eat it. Yeah, just a tiny thing, but psychologically, I know the extra food isn't okay because it's not planned and tracked. I'm a big binger, and this helps. I'm not 100%. No one's 100%, right? But yes, so all of my clients, I want them to plan, not track. Do they do it? No, they don't listen to me. Rose is a good example, though. The people that get the best results plan their foods in MyFitnessPal and eat those foods, right? Don't just plan it in and then go, all right, done now. You need to plan and actually go through it. Same with the book. You need to read the book and then actually do the stuff. Or like listen to the podcast or listen to the ebook or audiobook or whatever and go with it. You can't just hope. Can't just be in can't be in a group and just hope it all works out. Hey, Jan. Mm-mm-mm. So that's the plan for today. And then tomorrow, I was supposed to have a day off yesterday. I worked. So tomorrow, I'm thinking I might try and take the day off. I got calls all day today, so I'm looking forward to catching up with some clients and some app people who want to apply to join. It's just another busy day. But after that, then I'm going to read my book. I got the gym, some rehab for day 5. Day 5? Day 4, I think it is actually. My 4th day of rehab. Kneehab, I'm calling it. Actually, kneehab. And that's probably my biggest struggle, sleep. I have a 5-year-old who gets patterns of deciding sleeping for wimps. There was I posted it into our client group. There was a TikTok video with the University of Harvard, maybe Harvard. I think it was Harvard. Talking about how to sleep train kids. So if I can find it, I'll send it over to you, Laura. But that's it. I'm gonna go because I got 4 minutes to my next call, and I need a drink, so I'm gonna head off. But I'll I'll put that list that I spoke about earlier into the Busy Women's group. Maybe I'll put it on my page as well. Later today, I'll make a nice graphic about it because I can procrastinate doing graphics. But if you guys have got any questions, I would actually love to hear as well what your kind of like goal is, your vision, or even put like a picture of the person if they're famous. You know, don't put like your auntie or something on there. But someone, or even if it's just a picture, you're like, I want to look like this, or maybe it's a feeling that you get around a picture, and that's what you're going to use as your kind of anchor to move forward. I'd be really curious. I'm interested to hear you guys is like goal. Essentially, that's your goal. Defo binge. I think it came from boredom. Had no excuse. Good sleep, hitting calories and protein. Bit of OCD. Okay, yeah. Plan mode. Just gonna focus that. And so I know I just said I gotta go, but you've used like I've been good and on plan. So you can't be good and bad. Like that's really a negative way to think about it, because that means that when you eat healthy, you're saying good, but if you eat chocolate, then you're bad. Or if you skip a workout, then you're bad. And that is going to create a really negative relationship with food, exercise, and healthy living. So there's no good or bad, and there's no plan. There's no plan, right? This is just your life. I'm never, well, at the minute I am on a strict diet, but generally I'm never on or off plan. And my clients not on or off plan. They're just life. This is now life. And even if you get to where you want to be, Charlene, you've got to realize like you have to keep it off, like the weight. If you lose 2 stone, whatever it's going to be, you still have to eat that way to keep it off, right? You can't just go back to like eating quote unquote bad, because then you're going to be in the situation again. So you have to change your mindset of like, actually, this is life now. Like, what do I want my life to look like? So that's nothing. But yeah, just start again. Draw a line, start again. So I hope that's helpful. I have this negative relationship with, need to work on it though. Yeah, it's life. You can either put it this way. I spoke to someone yesterday. I said, look, you've messed up your metabolism. We need to rebuild it back. We need to increase your calories and reverse diet you out. You're going to gain weight over the next few months. She said, I don't want to do it. And I was like, well, you can either be uncomfortable for 2 months when you gain weight, or you can be uncomfortable for the rest of your life going on this cycle of, I can't lose weight, I'm restricting, I can't lose weight, I'm restricting, I can't lose. That is your choice. That's literally your choice, guys. You can either be uncomfortable for the short term while you quote unquote diet, or you can like forever be on this cycle. Okay, no worries. I'm glad it was helpful. I'm going to shoot. I got a call, and I will speak to you guys soon.